Okay, it's gone live. Right. Sadhana Panchakam. Let us learn. Read and follow method. Vedo nityamadiyatam. Vedo nityamadiyatam. Taduditam karma swanushtiyatam. Taduditam karma swanushtiyatam. Teneshasya vidhiyatam. Teneshasya vidhiyatam. Apachiti kamye matistyajyatam. Apachiti kamye matistyajyatam. Papaugah paridhuyatam. Papaugah paridhuyatam. Bhavasukhe dosho nusandhiyatam. Bhavasukhe dosho nusandhiyatam. Atmecha vyavasiyatam. Atmecha vyavasiyatam. Nijagrihat turnam vinirgamyatam. Nijagrihat turnam vinirgamyatam. Sangasatsu vidhiyatam. Sangasatsu vidhiyatam. Bhavasukhe bhagavato bhaktirdridhadhiyatam. Bhagavato bhaktirdridhadhiyatam. Shantyadih parichiyatam. Shantyadih parichiyatam. Dridhataram karmashu santyajyatam. Dridhataram karmashu santyajyatam. Sadvidvanupasripyatam. Tadvidvanupasripyatam. Pratidinam tatpaduka sevyatam. Pratidinam tatpaduka sevyatam. Brahmaikaksharamardhyatam. Brahmaikaksharamardhyatam. Shrutishiro vakyam samakarnyatam. Shrutishiro vakyam samakarnyatam. Vakyarthascha vicharyatam. Vakyarthascha vicharyatam. Shrutishirah pakshas samashriyatam. Shrutishirah pakshas samashriyatam. Dustarkat suviramyatam. Dustarkat suviramyatam. Shrutimatastarko nusandhiyatam. Shrutimatastarko nusandhiyatam. Vakyarthascha vicharyatam. Brahmasmiti vibhavyatam. Brahmasmiti vibhavyatam. Aharahar garvah parityajyatam. Aharahar garvah parityajyatam. Dehehamiti rujyatam. Dehehamiti rujyatam. Buddhajanairvadah parityajyatam. Buddhajanairvadah parityajyatam. Kshudvyadischa chikitsatam. Kshudvyadischa chikitsatam. Pratidinam bhikshaushadam bhujyatam. Pratidinam bhikshaushadam bhujyatam. Swadvannam natu yachyatam. Swadvannam natu yachyatam. Vidivashat praptena santushyatam. विधिवशात् प्राप्तेन सन्तुष्यताम् शीतोष्णादिविषह्यताम् शीतोष्णादिविषह्यताम् न तु वृथा वाक्यं समुच्चार्यताम् न तु वृथा वाक्यं समुच्चार्यताम् औदासीन्यमभीप्स्यताम् औदासीन्यमभीप्स्यताम् जनकृपानैष्ठुर्यमुत्सृज्यताम् जनकृपानैष्ठुर्यमुत्सृज्यताम् एकान्ते सुखमास्यताम् एकान्ते सुखमास्यताम् परतरे चेतः समाधीयताम् परतरे चेतः समाधीयताम् पूर्णात्मा सुसमीक्ष्यताम् पूर्णात्मा सुसमीक्ष्यताम् जगदिदं तद्व्याधितं दृश्यताम् जगदिदं तद्व्याधितं दृश्यताम् प्राक्कर्म प्रविलाप्यताम् प्राक्कर्म प्रविलाप्यताम् चितिबलान्नाप्युत्तरैश्लिष्यताम् चितिबलान्नाप्युत्तरैश्लिष्यताम् प्रारब्धं त्विह भुज्यताम् प्रारब्धं त्विह भुज्यताम् अतः परब्रह्मात्मना स्थीयताम् अथ परब्रह्मात्मना स्थीयताम्.
Can you go one line before sir and the last one? Chiti balana pyuttare. Uske baad that's the word.
Chiti balana shlishyatam.
Shlishyatam. Okay. Thank
Shlishyatam.
Shlishyatam.
Okay. Shlesha. Good. So we have already started in the last week with Sadhana Panchakam, and as mentioned, Sadhana Panchakam has got 4 different names: Sadhana Panchakam, Advaita Panchakam, Sopana Panchakam and Upadesha Panchakam. Panchakam, text of 5 shlokas and various meanings, why sadhana, why it is Advaita, why it is Sopana and Upadesha. What is mentioned in this? 2 goals. What is a goal of human life? Which means we need to identify the problem. If we say that there is no problem, then you are a problem. If we say that there is no problem in my life, then you are a problem, because you are very happy with what things are, and in a stable state nothing will move. Suppose you say there is a problem in my life, then identify what is that real problem. Are we looking at all the other problems which are not the real problem, and do we have that viveka to identify what is the real problem and what is the superficial problems? Once we understand what is a real problem, which means samsara is the real problem, and I have diagnosed that I am a part of this samsara and I need to completely liberate myself from that. So you will try to search for a solution, and the solution is moksha. So the 2 goals this Panchakam talks about: one is identify the problem. Having identified the problem, look at the solution for the problem, work for the solution, get the solution and solve both the problem. So clearly this text is only for people, one who can identify that there is a problem. And as Vedanti students, I am very certain all of you all by now would have realized that we have a problem in life. Although everything looks very nice and good, but then the basic problem is I am bound, I am not liberated, I am baddhaha, I am atriptaha, I am suffering, and I want to be liberated. So with this clear understanding, we said we will get into the text. But before going into the text, there have to be two things which we need to know, on the basis of which the whole Sadhana Panchakam will make meaning. If we do not agree and accept that, the Sadhana Panchakam doesn't have any relevance today. And the two aspects which we need to very clearly, especially when we are talking of anything related to our Shastras, the two clear aspects which we have to accept, one is Varnashrama Vyavastha and the other one is the Karma theory. Only when we accept the Varnashrama Vyavastha, the infrastructure which the Shastra uses, so that you can utilize the infrastructure to achieve your goal, which is the Purushartha. And the second is, only if we accept the Karma theory, we will know that we have a problem. And the problem is accepting the Karma theory. But negating the Karma theory without knowledge or with ignorance is not expected. First is you have to accept the Karma theory as Advaita. There is a philosophy, there is a karma, there is something related to karma and karma phala, the cause-effect theory. Only once we accept that, then you will know that how to come out of this cycle of cause and effect. And once you are out of the cycle, that coming out of the cycle is called moksha and liberation, and for which the Acharya gives a beautiful path in 5 shlokas. Out of these 5 shlokas, the first shloka and second shloka is more for Brahmacharya ashram, Grihastha ashram. The second is predominantly Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. The third one is more Sannyasa. The fourth and fifth are general do's, don'ts, how to enablers of this. Okay, with this we will enter into what is Varnashrama Vyavastha. Many of you all know it because we have dealt with it at various topics, right from before Tattva Bodha, also in Bhagavad Gita, and now again we are going to touch upon it. This is for the benefit of people who have not attended the earlier classes, just to give a very quick overview of what is Varna system, what is Ashrama system, why it is necessary, and why we have to go ahead using that infrastructure, because with that infrastructure only the whole Karma Kanda is based upon in our Shastras. And if you accept Karma Kanda, then only the Karma philosophy is there. The Karma philosophy is there, then only you are bound and you are Baddha and Mukta. Otherwise we are in this Vyavahara, not knowing what is happening. Khao piyo, aish karo, Ranam kritva ghritam pibet. Take as many loans as you want, enjoy, have 2 houses, 10 houses, then what? Someone will pay. Otherwise after I die, who has to bother about it? Chhod do. So you become Vijay Mallya's, Nirav Shah's, what is that? Nirav, what is his name? Whatever. So, Nirav Modi.
Charvaka policy.
Nirav Modi, and just enjoy life. If that is the way, then we don't need Sadhana Panchakam. Sadhana is Sadhana Panchakam for people who want to be in the dharmic way, who have chosen the path of dharma, and who is going to believe in the Shastra and then use it for the benefit to mature out and go out of the system. Okay. So what is this Varna and Ashrama Vyavastha? We will go to Ashrama Vyavastha. It is a very simple one. Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. About Ashrama system, there is a lot and lot which are mentioned by our Shastras. So many things of do's, don'ts, injunctions, so many have been very clearly mentioned. And because we are ignorant about it, completely ignorant about it, we feel whatever we have, logic and basic knowledge, that is how we need to conduct ourselves in the Varna and Ashrama, which is absolutely incorrect. So we need to refer back to the Shastras, what needs to be done in Brahmacharya Ashrama, what needs to be done in Grihastha Ashrama, what needs to be done in Vanaprastha Ashrama, what needs to be done in Sannyasa. Why do we do that? And what is the objective which is going to be met? Today, if we do not have such an infrastructure, for whatever reason, we can't change back the situation to bring that infrastructure. We may end up our life working for it, but still we may not be able to see. But accepting that core philosophy of Varna and Ashrama, how can we bring it into our day-to-day life in today's situation? Okay, we have to understand and be very, very aware when Acharya is writing about Sadhana Panchakam. He is referring to a society who was always respecting the Varna and Ashrama system. They were using the Varna and Ashrama system. They were within that system, and everyone believed that breaking that system, which means it's like today being punished by the police. So if you do something wrong, you are punished by the police or you are punished by any regulatory authorities. Same way, breaking the Varna and Ashrama system is not even can be thought about during Adi Shankara's time. Right? People used to value it, people used to completely follow it, majority. Then there were exceptions, and also in every society there will be few villains who will try to break it. Like that, even in that society, few people would have tried to break it, and society would have put pressure on them, or after their death, no one would have been talking about them. So we do not know, because nothing is written and we have no idea about it. So, but then if you have to learn Sadhana Panchakam, you need to know what in each of these ashrama people were doing. Without knowing it, you can't really assume that what I am doing is the same they would be doing that time. The answer is no. Okay. This aspect of Varna, Ashrama, Swadharma is also very, very in detailed emphasized by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So, even during Mahabharata time, even during Ramayana time, even during Acharya, Shankaracharya or other Acharyas time, all these were prevalent except for maybe the last 200, 300 years where the whole thing has got crumbled. So, we should look and we should be matured enough to take ourselves to that time and see the whole thing and never be judgmental about it, because we know the system in which we are is really not helping us. Otherwise you would not come and sit for this Vedanta class. That itself is the proof. But then we have to be in that system. We cannot say no to the system. There is no other system available for us. So we be in that system, but then we be a passerby. Like chalo gaadi mein baith gaya. We utilize it for our day-to-day living transactions. But in core values, we have to follow as much as possible that system which is going to which is going to enable us. And very clearly, that is not something which you are going to like. Let's be clear. It has got a lot of discipline. It has got a lot of do's, don'ts. My liberation, my privacy, my freedom, is curtailed, is stopped by the Shastras? And the answer is yes. Only by that your mind can be cultured. If freedom is given, the mind cannot be cultured, because you are aiming for the true sense of freedom and not we call the freedom which is there in this transactional world. I want financial freedom, I want emotional freedom, I want freedom from my in-laws, I want freedom from my outlaws, that is not freedom. We are talking of absolute freedom, and for getting absolute freedom you need to do certain things. Like simple, if you want your children to grow with the right values and culture, don't you give up certain conveniences and your own whims and fancies and put certain discipline and you follow it, so that they will be well groomed into it. So I am ready to go through certain inconveniences so that my children are going to be well groomed, well mannered, well disciplined. Same way, if we need to get into that real freedom, we have to discipline ourselves by putting ourselves into that box of what the Varna and Ashrama was mentioning at that time. What used to happen in the Brahmacharya Ashrama? In Brahmacharya Ashrama, mainly it used to be student life. Okay, now we will have to look at it from boys, girls, both the perspective. Boys used to go to the teacher's place, and when the boy used to go to the teacher's place, after a particular samskara called Upanayana samskara, which is putting the janui, that gives an eligibility, and it's a purificatory process by which this boy gets eligible to learn the Vedas. And how does he learn the Vedas? He goes to the teacher's house. That makes the small boy very capable to independently live, be with other friends and students, manage his things, which we are not at all exposing our children to. They are completely dependent on us. So this independent, actual real freedom, putting them right from the age of 7 is what our systems talk about. Right? Now, in that period, this boy learns the Shastras from the teacher. He looks upon the teacher because parents are not there, sisters, brothers, no one are there. He could have some friends, but they are also of the same age. But to look upon someone as a mentoring ideal person, he has only the teacher and the teacher's family. So this boy reveres the teacher a lot, and that teacher also very clearly takes care of this child as his own child. So will take care of living, food, clothing, whatever is required will be taken care like the child in the house, right? And obviously the child will also be playing in that house, playing with the teacher's children, and looking at real lifetime situations and being exposed to all that, and seeing how does the teacher behave whenever there is certain situations in the family and how do they manage it. So that are real lifetime learning for this boy. And whatever if the teacher does wrong is also registered, whatever the teacher does right is also registered. And hence Bhagavad Gita says, Yadyad acharati shreshtaha tattadevetaro janaha sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. Very clearly the teacher becomes a role model for this boy. What is he supposed to learn? Now there is something called as the general Vedic text, or as we say, everyone have to complete the secondary education. So at least you should be a 10th, then higher secondary education in whichever you want, science, commerce, arts, whatever, you complete that, right? So that there is something called as a general education. Here you have no choice. All have to do all of these till 10th, and one of that stream in 11th and 12th, right? Now, any other further education requires this as an eligibility. There are certain other education courses, vocational courses, which require 10th, minimum 10th passing, minimum 12th passing. So, there is an eligibility criteria. Same way, our system had a basic knowledge of Vedas, which is the eligibility criteria which every person, now when I say every person, people who have already got their Upanayana Samskara done, which means a Brahmana, a Kshatriya and a Vaishya could do it. Right. Now, when they learn the basic things, it will normally take about 6 to 8 years. 6 to 8 years of study. And that schedule in a school used to be completely different. You have to wake up early in the morning, around 5 o'clock. Then you have to take your bath. Nothing starts without a bath. There is no coffee business and all, no coffee, tea business, milk business, nothing. Get up, go straight, take a bath. There is no hot water and go straight, jump into the pond, take your bath and come. And once you come, then you have to do your basic Sandhya Vandana. The Sandhya Vandana needs to start before the sun rises. That means if 6:30 is the time when the sun is going to rise, the Sandhya Vandana has to be done before 6:30, the Arghya, and the Gayatri Japa should be done for at least 20 minutes post the sunrise. Okay, so the count was secondary. How many times to do and all was secondary. So everyone, the teacher and the student, everyone will be doing the same job. Okay, you have no other business to do at that time. So you complete that, and then immediately the teacher will get into doing the Agni Karma, because every day they have to take care of the fire. So they will be into the Agni Karma. The boys have to do something called Samidadhana. They have to also work with fire. They have to propitiate the fire, but then it's a very small one called Samidadhana. Every day they have to do it in the morning and the evening. Sandhya Vandana has to be done every day 3 times. When the sun is rising, when the sun is setting, as well as mid-noon, when the sun is at the center above your head. Okay, it is like antibiotic. You take an antibiotic at specific interval, a specific dosage, and you don't miss it. Timings should not change. If you are said that, if you have been told take 3 times a day, you have to take 8 hours the antibiotic. Correct? See how it works, why it is told that way. So you have microbes in the body. The microbes in the body are working, they are multiplying. And you have an antibiotic which is not allowing them to multiply. Slowly the antibiotic effect starts reducing and the microbes overpower. And before it reduces too much, the next dose has to be given. Only then the microbe will be controlled and antibiotic will be there. Understand, the concept of antibiotic is that to such a number of days it is done that till a point that these microbes are completely so negligible that they do not have potency to multiply and grow. That is the time you will say that I have got back my proper health. Correct? So you have a fight between the antibiotic and the microbe, and over a period of time, initially microbe wins, antibiotic loses, but as you keep giving antibiotics, that is why it's a 5-day course, 3-day course. Okay, so based on that potency, that fight is taken care, right? And over a period of 5 days, the microbes have to lose. So antibiotic is the Deva and the microbes are the Asura, and finally if everything is proper, everything is administered properly, the Devas have to win, the Asuras have to lose. But if the doctor is bad, good luck to you. The Asura will win, the Devas will lose. Then you change the doctor. or you change the antibiotic. Okay, so this is the principle of antibiotic. Exactly the same way our karmas were given. Our mind will be troubled with asuras very periodically. So you need to have an antibiotic, which is a deva, to calm that mind. And over a period of time, because you are now exposed to the external world, the effect of the antibiotic reduces. Again the asura tattva will start increasing, and hence you have to take the next dose of antibiotic. That means I take 3 doses of antibiotics: morning sunrise, afternoon and evening, and thereby ensure that my antibiotic dose is in and the asuras are out, the microbes are out. Do you understand the principle why it is so regularly to be done? What will happen if I miss one day? Nothing will happen. You will be attacked. You are not keeping your boundaries secured. It is like India's boundaries. Anyone will attack from any side and we will allow them to encroach. So you can decide you want to be like India's boundaries or you want to be firm and watertight boundaries. So I will not allow anyone to come in. Then you will have to enhance the security system periodically. Okay, and this comes very clearly in the Vedic mantras itself. Why this Gayatri Japa has to be done? Okay, it comes in the Vedic mantras itself so beautifully that it seems there was a fight and there were certain asuras who came and said that we will swallow the sun. Okay, that time Brahmaji comes and tells, if you Dvija means people who have been done Upanayana. So Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishyas jinka Janvi ho gaya hai, they are called Dvijas. If you Dvijas and especially Brahmanas, if you are going to take some water, chant the Gayatri mantra and throw it towards the sun. Gayatriya abhimantritena shamyanti. You have to throw it, prakshipanti. You have to throw it towards the sun. These water droplets, vajri bhutva, they will become, vajri means what? Like vajra. Vajri bhutva, they will go and hit these asuras. And because of that, these asuras will go and run back to their own place, which is called Mandeharuna Dvipa. So they will go there and sit. So it is your responsibility to protect the sun. Otherwise, they will come and eat away the sun. Looks like a nice fancy tale. अच्छा बच्चे लोग को स्टोरी पढ़ा दिया है, but understand what does it mean? It exactly means the same. If I don't protect, these asuras in the form of microbes will come and completely envelop my knowledge, my intellect. So I have to clean and keep my intellect shining and bright like the sun at all times. And hence I have to do it. Hence I have to do it. Right? So very clearly the Gayatri Japa has to be done. The Gayatri Arghya has to be done. And people were doing it to such an extent that even if someone dies in the house, you are supposed to do it at that time. For example, if someone is old, they can't do it, they are bedridden, their kith and kin can do it on their behalf. That means the son can do it on the behalf of the father. So the son will do his own Gayatri Japa, then he will do father's Gayatri Japa. Okay, and it was that way, very clearly. This is the way it worked. and it was believed that it will work, and it is true also. Only when you do it, then you will know whether it works or not. Fine. This is one of the way to get the person focused and back to your own mind. Don't get distracted here and there, because what you are asking in Gayatri Japa is Bhargaha Devasya Dhimahi Diyaha Naha Prachodayat. To all of us, enkindle Prachodayat what? Dhimahi, my intellect. Enkindle my intellect. Okay, you are that effulgent sun which Devasya Dhimahi, all the gods take their shelter on you, because the sun is a very sun in our Shastras, don't mistake, not S-O-N, it is S-U-N. Sun in our Shastras has got a very different place, one of the superior place, embodiment of knowledge. Everything is sun, Aditya, right? So that is compared with our intellect. As the sun is effulgent, our intellect needs to be effulgent, right? So Bhargaha Devasya Dhimahi Diyaha Naha Prachodayat. So I pray to you that give me this sharpness, give me this such a buddhi. So every 8 hours or every 6 hours they pray. Then after that they have the Agni Karya, you have to maintain the Agni. So there will be something like Agnihotra which is done. Okay, every Grihastha needs to do Aupasana. Aupasana Agni is there, it is maintained. So in every house, especially a Brahmin used to maintain Treta Agni, it is called. He is called a Treta Agni. He will maintain 3 Agnis. Okay, you will be surprised. I do not remember how many of you all have seen it, but I had shown this Treta Agni in one of our Adishankara or Upanishad Ganga time during that Arani. I think I had shown that very clearly. You have Garhapatya Agni. Okay, you have what is that? Garhapatya, Dakshinayana, and what is the third one? Agnayo Vaitrayi Vidya Devayanah Pantha Garhapatyar Prithvi Rathantaramanvahar Yapachanay Yajurantariksham Vamadevyam Ahavaniya Garhapatya and Dakshinayana. 3 Agnis are there, and these are called Treta Agni. Okay, one will always be enkindled and always will be burning in the house. One fire will always burn in the house. From that only the fire is taken and put in the rest, based on what type of karma you want to do. Okay, so you take a fire from one particular portion, put it into the other one, do the homa, and then that will get extinguished, no problem. But the original will continue to be there. So for different homas, different yajnas, you will have to take the fire from one of these and then use it in the others. So one fire will always be in the house. Now how many such fires will be there? Suppose if there are 5 male members who are married, all the 5 will have their own Agni. It is like wife, no sharing business. And when do you get it? When you marry. When you marry, this Agni comes to you. So before marriage, where is this Agni? It was not there. Then what did you do? I did Samhita Dana. That means a fire is enkindled for that purpose of small homa. After that it will go off. Again in the evening I will enkindle it. Again it will go off. So I can sit wherever I want. I can enkindle a fire and do my homa and close the chapter. So for brahmacharis, they used to do Samhita Danam, which has got 18 mantras, 18 Samhitas have to be put. Samhita means a twig. Adhana is to offer. Samhita Dhana means offering twigs to the fire. And why is it offered? There are 18 mantras for it. Paritvagne parimrjamyayusha chadane cha. What is the prayer? Paritvagne parimrjami ayusha cha dhanena cha suprajaha. See, every word will you can understand the meaning now. Ayusha cha dhanena cha suprajaha prajaya bhuyasam. Suviraha viraihi. Okay. Suviro viraihi. That means I should become very bold. Suvarcha varchasa. I should have that splendor in me, that fire in me. Suvarcha varchasa. Suposhah poshaihi. I should have a very good health. Sugriho grihaihi. I should have a very good family. Supatif patya. Supatihi. I should have a proper guru, teacher, and someone who is going to take me in that way of life. Sumedha medhaya. I should have a proper intellect. Subrahma brahmachari bihi. I should be a, with Brahma Varchas, Brahma Tejas, I should be a brahmachari. So this is every day 2 times asked for. Kamya karma or Nishkama karma? 100% Kamya karma. I want it. For what? Then only I will be able to hold this Shastras. I can use the Shastras and it will help me. Right? So I am asking for that basic thing. And at the end, then you have got, see, this is a starting prayer to the Agni. Then you have got various ahutis in that Agni by Samhita. Okay. It starts with Agnaye samidamaharasham brihate jatavedase yatha tvamagne samhita samidyasa evam mama yusha varchasa sanya medaya prajaya pashuvir brahma varchase nannadyena samedaya swaha edo osyedi shimahi swaha samidasi samedi shimahi swaha tejosi tejomayi dehi swaha Apo adyanvachari shagam rase nasamasrikshmahi payaswan agna agamam tam masagam srijavarchasa swaha samma agne varchasa cha prajaya cha dhanena cha swaha vidyunme asya deva indro vidyat saharshibhi swaha agnaye brihate nakaya swaha dyava prithvi bhyaga swaha एषा ते अग्ने समिद्धया वर्धस्व च आप्यायस्व च तयाहं वर्धमानो भूयासमाप्यायमानश्च स्वाहा यो मा अग्ने भागिनगं सन्तमता भागं चिकीर्षति अभागमग्ने तंकुर्मामग्ने भागिनं कुरु स्वाहा. Asking for bhagya. What is the use of all this if I cannot be with it? Bhagya. Samidamadhaya agne sarva vratau bhuya saggaswaha. All my vratas should get fulfilled. Bhuswaha, bhuvaswaha, suvaswaha, om bhurbhuvasuvaswaha. That's all. 16 and last one, swaha you will tell because that is finally giving up everything. 17 ahutis are there. This is Samhita Dana. And after that, what do you ask? Yatte agne tejastena aham tejasvi bhuyasam. Yatte agne varchastena aham varchasvi bhuyasam. Yatte agne harastena aham harasvi bhuyasam. Mayi medham, mayi prajam, mayi agnihi tejo dadhatu. Mayi medham, mayi prajam, mayi indriyam, indriyan dadhatu. Mayi medham, mayi prajam, mayi suryah bhrajo dadhatu. Let that sun shine and my intelligence shine. This is what is asked, nothing other than that. Okay. Shraddham, Medham, Yashah, Prajnam, Vidyam, Buddhim, Shriyam, Balam, Ayushyam, Tejah, Arogyam, Dehime, Havyavahana. It takes not more than 10 minutes to do this. And children are very happy because they play with fire. They can independently handle fire. उसमें वो थोड़ा इधर से उधर उड़ेगा. Sometimes it will crackle. Something will just jump out. So children are very, very happy doing it. You must see how they do it. They are very enjoying because they have something live to play. And they also know कुछ गड़बड़ करेगा तो जलेगा. So they know, they become more responsible how to handle fire right from the day when Upanayana is put. Independently learn to handle fire. Isn't it a brilliant thing? Tell me how many of us learn to give a knife or a matchbox to our children at that age? How many allow them to open and start? Come on, light the gas, let us see. We are all worried and protected. For what? Because we have made an assumption they will do only wrong. They don't have intelligence, they can never do the right things. So we are not equipping them, we are in the name of protection, we are depriving their intelligence to grow and become responsible. Our earlier system gave them the freedom. Because when 10 children are doing, it's the same thing like in school. If one does a gadbad, immediately other 9 will start shouting, sir, see he is doing this, sir, he is doing this. Ye chalu ho jayega. So automatically every checks and balances are in place. Think about such a life, such a beautiful thing when all are sitting and doing. We saw this in Adi Shankaracharya movie. Before the father dying, he was seeing everyone were doing Samidadanam there. How many Agnis were there? They were all independently managing it. Right? Now, then the Treta Agni, the Samidadanam, all this after doing that, then you have your basic school starting. So first will be revision of what you have learned. Then there will be new classes which is taught. Then there will be a break around 9 o'clock or something for having something. Then again repetitions will be on. Then they have to do a very, very important thing. Every brahmachari, every day has to go out of the house with a vessel in the hand to houses and ask for bhiksha. Bhikshan dehim. They have to ask for food, cooked food, not raw food. And people in the village will wait. They will never eat food unless they feed the brahmacharis. So brahmacharis will come every day. They will ask Bhavati Bhikshan Dehim. And there is also a method. See, Manusmriti talks beautifully of all this. If it's a Brahmana boy, he will say Bhavati Bhikshan Dehim. If it's a Kshatriya, they will say Bhiksham Bhavati Dehim. If it's a Vaishya, Dehim Bhavati Bhiksham. By that itself, the person inside knows who has come. Who has come for Bhiksha. But they will not treat differently. They will come give Bhiksha. So they will have to go to minimum 3 to 4 houses. Collect the food together in vessel. If they may take 1 or 2 vessels, I don't know, whatever. Then they have to come back. And then the teacher will come out. They have to place it in front of the teacher and do namaskara. And then the teacher it is giving everything to the teacher. The teacher is supposed to accept it fully and give them a portion which is appropriate for them. Because I have bought 5 kilos, you cannot eat 5 kilos. Correct? No. Someone would not have got 5 kilos. Someone would have not even got 500 grams. So the teacher will distribute it across with others. There will be other people who have not gone for bhiksha for some reason. They are not well or something. Something could be there. They have to also be taken care. So the teacher's job is to properly distribute it. The teacher will normally not take from that because the teacher is a grihastha and the teacher's wife will cook. A grihastha should not have bhiksha. A brahmachari and a vanaprastha and a sannyasi should have only bhiksha. Very clear, huh? These rules are very clear. Okay, so only the grihastha used to cook in the house. So these children used to go get it, then the teacher will distribute it, then they will sit in a proper line, start chanting Trisuparna. Why now they are getting food from outside? Huh? You will ask, so what? Our Shastras were very specific on this. More than what was visible, they used to focus on something which was not visible. The Adrishtam part was always given a very high value because that can either protect you or that can harm you much more than what is visible. Right? In the afternoon Sandhya Vandana, there is one particular mantra. It says, Yaduchishtam abhojyam yadva duscharitam mama sarvam punantu mamapo asatancha pratigraha gaswaha. In case this child has something called uchishta, you know what is uchishta? उष्टा इन मराठी यू कॉल्ड उष्टा. एक ने खाया हुआ बचा है वो दूसरे ने खा लेने का, उसको उष्टा बोलते. अभोज्य, अभोज्य मीन्स खाने लायक जो नहीं है वो अगर खा लिया. These two are visible problems. The third one is asat pratigraham. You know what is asat pratigraham? Sat is what? What is sat? Sat is good. Satta. The word satta comes from that. Some and substance. Good. Satta. Sat. Okay. Sattva. From there on, from sat only it comes, right?
That means pious.
Huh?
Pious.
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 No. The sum and substance of it. For example, the condensed milk is sat of milk. Or the milk powder is the sat of milk. Our assimilated food, nutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, fats are the sat in the food.
Sattva.
Tattva, the sat. Okay.
Sattva.
Sattva. From that only sattva comes also from that sat only. Sattva, sattvic, all this word comes from that only. Okay. So, this sat. What is asat? Sat means pure substance, the sum and substance. What is asat? Impure. What is pratigrahanam? What is pratigrahanam? Acceptance.
Consume.
Accept. Yeah, accept from somewhere. So always when someone takes something from someone, this is a very common thing, huh? We are talking of many things. Huh? You know why when you call someone along with dan you give dakshina? Why have you any time thought, अरे मैं तो दान दिया साथ में दक्षिणा क्यों देना है? Think. दान तो दे दिया ना, so that person is benefiting. साथ में दक्षिणा क्यों देना है अभी? What do you say normally? दान और दक्षिणा देना है. You never say दान देना है या दक्षिणा देना है. दान दक्षिणा देना है, correct? Both are given. When a person is accepting something from someone, unknowingly, all the emotions attached with it also is accepted. Imagine the lady cooking with impure mind. चिढ़ा हुआ है किसी के ऊपर, वो दिन खाना में तड़का में मालूम पड़ जाएगा क्या है। टेस्ट में मालूम पड़ा वो अलग बात है, बट हर माइंड is coming through the food and this person is going to have it, will acquire those qualities. That is called asat pratigrahanam. Think, that is why many people will not accept dan. The only reason is I don't know the motive why the person gives the dan. I can only see the item given as dan, but I don't know the motive what the person gives as dan. And that motive comes along with the item. If you are taking that material part of it, that adrishta motive also without your knowledge is coming into you. And that is why when you have Brahmins who are coming for Shraddha in your house, see how we are connecting it to various things, no? When a person comes to eat food in your house for Shraddha, he is supposed to go and chant 1000 Gayatris to nullify that effect, minimum 1000. And the next day, he is not supposed to go anywhere for any function. And that day night, he is not supposed to eat anything, even if he is hungry. When it comes to Karma Kanda, it is like discipline, full discipline. That means if I am going to go to a corona ward, you can't say I am lazy, I don't want to put my PPE. No. You are allowed in a corona ward only if you put your PPE. Same way you are allowed to be a Brahmin in certain occasions only if you are doing this Anushtana. If you are following the sadhanas, only then you are eligible for it. Today, where is it? टुडे कोई भी आएगा उसका आगे पीछे कुछ मालूम नहीं है. वी डू नॉट नो, घर का बाहर वो कपड़ा चेंज करके आ गया. व्हाट इज ही डूइंग? नथिंग इज नोन. सो टुडे डोंट कंपेयर टुडे सिचुएशन. Earlier they knew very clearly who was coming, they were to be invited, they were going there, they knew the background, they were a part of the same village or the next village, so everyone knew the background about it, right? Correct? So that value system was there. So when you take a dan from someone, it is asat pratigrahanam. Go to ladies also. Think about it. Navratri is coming. Haldi Kunku. We go to so many places. Many people give. What is in their mind, do you know? The person who is taking also, अरे यार बुलाया जाना ही पड़ेगा यार. Think. Same way the person, oh my God, I had called in the morning. जाने दो यार, अभी शाम को आ गए, let us give. It's a thought. No one does it deliberately. Please understand this. It's just a humanly thought. But that thought, along with the material, travels. It travels. Our karma theory is all on this adrishta thought. Think about it. What is karma theory? So that person also gets a papa. You will not get a papa, but that gets transferred through the material because you are going to consume that material. Okay. Now this rolling philosophy which happens in temples, which happens in our houses, मुझे मिला मैं किसी को दे दूँ, मिला है किसी को दे दूँ, this rolling, rotating philosophy actually becomes useless in this system, because you are supposed to consume it. It is given for your consumption, right? It is given for your consumption. But many people do not want to consume it because they do not want to take the people who are knowledgeable. They do not want to take the negatives if it is coming through that. So they will say, I am better off not consuming it. See, I am talking of people who are aware of it. But many people just look at it from a very, very transactional point. अरे यार 10 घर पे गया. If I go for Haldi Kunku to 10 house, नवरात्रि है, बुलाने वाले 50 लोग हैं. आई गो टू वन हाउस, एक नारियल मिलेगा. देन आई कम टू द नेक्स्ट हाउस, अनदर नारियल. तो एक दिन में 5 नारियल, 2 दिन में 10 नारियल. By Navratri ends, I have started a shop नारियल का, or I have to call another 50 people to give up this नारियल. Think this rolling business ना, rotation में जाते रहता है. It actually doesn't have a meaning and purpose now. We only look at it from that material. I gave someone. It's a thought. That is fine. But that is not the Shastric way. The Shastric way is you invite the person comes there, the person is a part with you, you give something, the person has it there and goes. This parcel system was never there. सबसे पहला देगा किसमें? घर का एक बर्तन में देगा तो गया बर्तन, वो भी दान में दे दिया है. प्लास्टिक तो था नहीं. Think about it. Which means you had only an option to sit there and consume it. So you were called either for food or you were called, चलो चाय पीने का टाइम आ जाओ. Come at that time, ठीक है, whenever you are comfortable. And then eat, have nothing else apart from your हल्दी, कुंकू and वो पान आता है ना, पान सुपारी. इसके अलावा कुछ बाहर जाएगा ही नहीं. The rest are all gone into the person now. Do you understand? So it used to be a very clear way of what needs to be done with a clear purpose. It was not, today it's a show off. I want to call 20, I want to call 50. उससे अच्छा अभी I don't know कोरोना में क्या करने वाले. We can also have a Zoom. सब लोग क्लिक करो. एक नारियल क्लिक किया तो हाँ एक को चला गया. क्लिक करो, चलो click. Everyone will be happy. So we defeat the purpose. What I am saying is, based on convenience, we defeat the purpose. So Asat Pratigraham was very well taught to children right from childhood, and hence they were very clear that they will not just go and take anything from anyone. Okay, look at it. This knowledge was not it very important today when a stranger comes and gives a chocolate to a child. Isn't it Asat Pratigrahanam? Think, what is the motive of this guy? The child consumes the chocolate and starts going with this unknown person. And that was taught not to touch it. Anyone giving anything without clearly knowing, or unless you are supposed to go, you have to go, and someone comes and gives, you should not take. It was very clearly ingrained. Think about it. Wasn't it a very strong system when they looked at it? Okay, fine. So, see, we have to know something about that system. That is why, because the first statement is Vedo nityam adhiyatam tadutitam karma swanushtiyatam. Karma you will understand only if you know all these things. A brahmachari's karma, a grihastha's karma. What is that karma? Karma swanushtiyatam. When I say, this explanation needs to come very clearly. All this have to be done, because that is the only way to mature my mind. Why I am doing this karma? It will mature my mind. Correct? And in most of the karmas, I will start moving from kamya karma to nishkama karma. But I will still do it. Okay, fine. Then this is one day's plan in that particular school. Okay. Now this boy is there for 8, 10 years, 12 years. They will learn the basic learning, and there will also be professional learning. So if a Brahmana is there, that boy will learn more about the Vedas, which will mean Vedangas. Okay, all the 6 Angas have to be learned. Then only you have learned the Vedas. Not only that, Mimamsa. Okay, the Mimamsa has to be learned. What is the meaning of it? And then the Kalpa. The Kalpa will come in the Vedangas. How to utilize it. And then the person, because that is a practical laboratory. Yeah? So what will happen after about 8, 10 years? He will start going with his teacher to places where the teacher goes to do Paurohitya. So he sits and sees in the laboratory how to perform it. What is to be done. Correct? So there is a practical experience there. And then Once he has completed all this, he is supposed to go. Once me. Yeah. Connectivity has gone, it will come. Wait. Connectivity is, are you able to hear now? Okay. He is not supposed to shave. He is not supposed to wear any garland, ornament, or any type of clothes. He is not supposed to shave. He cannot wear any garland or some decorative thing, or even clothes which are with, say, jari dala hua. No. Basic clothes to cover your body. What would be the age of this boy? If he has spent 12 years from 7, he is already 19 years. Huh? Okay. Then comes, he will share his view to his teacher that he would want to. There were 2 options for them, or 3 options for them. He can go, because now he knows the meaning, he knows the purpose, he knows the whole manual now. Pura manual idhar hai. Right? The whole manual is inside now. He doesn't have to refer anything. Pakka ho gaya hai. He knows very clearly what is his goal in life. Based on it, he will choose either a path of grihastha, which is called pravritti marga, or he will choose a path of nivritti marga, which is directly sannyasa. I don't want to get married, I want to become a sannyasi. Okay. In both these cases, there is one particular ritual which is done, which is called Samavartana ritual. Samavartana ritual is one of an important ritual which is conclusion of studies and something like convocation. How is the, now all do not join at the same time. तो हर एक का जैसा जैसा खत्म होता है, the teacher says, okay, now you are ready. तुम्हारा खत्म हो गया है. So the teacher has to give a clear permission कि yes, your Samavartana, we can do it. So then this boy will inform house कि भाई ऐसा ऐसा मेरा करना है, because that is a big function at home. It's a very big function. And during that Samavartana is the time when this boy will a clean shave, completely with new clothes, चंदन वंदन लगा के, हार भी डाल सकता है, और वही टाइम घोड़े पे बिठा के पूरा गांव में घुमाएंगे. Now you understand शादी का पहला why the boy is bought in a घोड़ी. It is actually the Samavartana which they are trying to depict. Neither the boy knows anything कि भाई ये सब सीखने के बाद this is my convocation going on. He is just a weight on the godi, dead weight on the godi, because he doesn't understand anything. Correct? Now this boy, when he is moving around, is the time the villagers and everyone will come to know marriageable age boy available, who has got fully completed with his studies, because they will inquire, अरे कितना क्या क्या पढ़ाई किया, because there as we ask ना, कितना पढ़ाई किया, oh he has done, oh he is an engineer, oh which college, अच्छा अच्छा, management भी किया, oh very good very good. Same way they will ask which shastras he has learned, who are the teachers, how many years he has learned, because people, the others know it, right? They know it, that general knowledge is there. So all this inquiry will start happening. How is this boy? How was he in his studentship? Many people will come and ask the teacher, "Arey, how is this boy?" Because the teacher is also from the same village, maybe a little away staying, but a part of the village only, right? A village teacher he is. Good. And like that, with an inquiry, it can be even at that time itself, someone will go and say, I give my daughter to you. That time itself, someone can go and tell, I am ready to give my daughter to you. Apart from this, even earlier, there are 8 types of marriage which our Shastras tell. I'm deviating a little because you have to understand this karma. Otherwise, there is no point in looking at all this, because these were the references which Adi Shankara had in his mind when he is talking about taduditam karma anushtiyatam. What karma? Not getting up and drinking coffee and buying what we want from the call karo, online mein Amazon se aaya, and then Swiggy comes and gets the food, and then I eat something, and aram se I come and sit for the Vedanta class for 1 hour, and that is not karma. No, sorry, not karma. Do you understand that karma means all these things had to be done in the proper way? Then you are paripakva. Okay. You will be surprised. Yajnavalkiya Samhita, which is supposed to be the basis from which Patanjali has taken Yoga Sutras. Yoga students will first time listen all these things. Yajnavalkiya Samhita is from where Patanjali Rishi's idea of Patanjali Yoga Sutras have come. And in Yajnavalkiya Samhita, he talks about Pravritti and Nivritti Marga, because Yajnavalkya is telling Gargi about it, what Brahma has taught him. And in that he gives Pravritti and Nivritti Marga. And there in Pravritti Marga he says, everything as per the Dharma Shastras, someone doing the karma but with a desire. Okay. He is not talking about something which is adharmic doing at all. Adharmic doing doesn't have a scope to even enter there. Whatever I referred to you now, all this what I was saying, if a person does this properly, completely, but with a desire. For example, what is a desire? I told 3 times the same desire. Shraddham, Medham, Yasha, Prajnam, Vidyam, Buddhim, Shriyam, Balam. What are they? Desires. I want Shraddha, I want Medha, I want Shriya. Not I want 5 bungalows, 4 gadis. No, I want a good intellect, I want a good health. Is what? Desire. He says that person will always come back to the earth as human being. That means will not go away from samsara. And that is what is called Pravritti Marga. We are not talking about people who are saying, I want 5 bungalows and 5 gadis. No. I want good health. I want a good family. I want to have good food. I want to have a... Asking that will make you come in samsara. Are we able to get that? That is how he has defined Pravritti Marga. This is different than how Krishna has defined it in Bhagavad Gita. What is pravritti? Pravrittimcha nivrittimcha. Different. Definition has changed here. So yoga looks at pravritti is in different way. Word is the same. You have to be very careful in all these things, how they are trying to explain what is there in their mind. Right? Good. So in such a situation, a person who is doing everything perfectly right, as per the Dharma Shastra, in this Samavartana becomes a eligible boy. Because he is now ready to come out from Brahmacharya Ashrama, and he may end up going to Sannyasa or he may end up going to Grihastha. For both, convocation is done. If he wants to go to Sannyasa, he will straight go to another Acharya after taking permission from home. Completely permission needs to be taken from mother, father, brother, sister, and anyone could go to Sannyasa after Grihastha and Vanaprastha, then wife, children, all that also comes. But if he is going from Brahmacharya Ashram, parents have to give permission. Then he will go to such a place where that teacher, that guru will make and test him whether he is really eligible or it is more like an infatuation. Sometimes we are infatuated. Arey nahi, sannyas le gaya, kya maja aega, I want to. But
so if the permission is not given, then he has to stay back?
Yes.
Against his wishes?
There is no question of your wish. Our dharmas do not talk of our wish at all. My wish is only to follow the dharma. Dharma Shastras do not have any value for individual wishes. Dharma Shastras are there only to ensure that your wishes are aligned with the Dharma Shastras. Then they become purified wishes.
So, which means he can't go to sannyas ashrama
He has to
without
wait.
the option.
He has to wait till parents die.
Okay.
Simple, na?
Okay. Right.
Correct. Then he doesn't have. Then that requirement is not there. So till that he will serve them. Very clear. Because all this achievement in this one span of life was never a question. It was multiple lives, right? इसमें चुका तो अगले में मिलेगा. So I'm not working only for this life. My whole concept is not limited to this death. No. Otherwise that karma theory will not work, right? If today I am saying I want punyam till death, then it is meaningless. Then what gives an assurance? If I do now and listen to my parents and just do as they are saying, 100% that punyam, in case I don't get it in this janma, will ensure that I will become a sannyasi in next janma. I will go into a family where those parents will surely allow me to go to sannyasa. That conviction is there. And to achieve that punyam, I serve the parents today. Think. Whichever way you go, it will put you back into dharma. That is why today with our mindset, we will say, this is something which, no, yaar, it is, we are oppressing people, we are not allowing them to grow, we are not allowing them to flourish, and ये बहुत गंदा है. गंदा नहीं है. Only when you value it rightly, you will see it that it is meaningful. Simple question. Suppose you have 300 diabetes and the doctor says you have to do this every day. Will you do it or not do it? Will you do it or not do it? You will do it. Why?
Yes.
You know the problems of diabetes. Why you are asking such questions is because you have not understood what is the problem we have today. As human being, what is the problem we have? This free will doesn't come freely. It has come with a problem. Animals don't have this. My free will also brings a problem to me because it can freely go wherever it wants. That is why it is called free will. I am worse than animals when I look at free will. So only Dharma Shastras can put a boundary to them, give a clear path. जैसा लूडो का गेम में path is defined. You can't suddenly change the path and say I will go this way. No. All the people, if they are playing, they have to follow that path. उसमें कौन first आ रहा है? So the path is given, you have to follow it. There is no option of your desire. No option. If you are talking of your desire, they will ask whether it is dharmic or adharmic. If it is dharmic, then Dharma Shastras gives certain places to exhaust your desire. If you like what Dharma Shastras say, you are lucky. If you don't like what Dharma Shastras say, you have no option but still to follow it. समझ में आ रहा है? That means what is the option I have? Better accept it and keep going ahead. If I don't accept it, the society will throw me. Think, if I don't accept it, society will throw me. Are we getting it? So that system was very clear, but the objective of that system was also very clear. It was to mature our mind. The Varna system is to mature our mind working in the society. The Ashrama system is to mature our mind being with ourselves. One is outwardly going, maturity of mind, other is going inwardly and maturity of mind. So you have chitta vishalata, chitta naischalyata, and a clear focus without getting disturbed at all. Because that is needed as sadhana chatushtaya for jnanam. Question comes back, what do you want finally? Do you want moksham and jnanam, or do you want to satiate your desires and continue as a bhokta janma after janma, a karta bhokta life or a pramata and mukta life? What do you want? That question is always asked again, right? In that there are people who will break the rule also. That is why you had local codes there. Panchos used to be there. Someone, they used to look at Dharma Shastra, they used to give what is the certain things used to be there. People were moved, thrown out of the village. Nahi, bahishkar karo iska. Why? Because that one person can be detrimental to the rest of the people. Okay. Looking at it from today's perspective, you will see everything is bad. But if you sit in that day's society, if you look at it with the purpose of what Dharma Shastras are, you will completely agree to it. So, chashma odin ka pen ke dekho. And this knowledge is necessary. You can't get that situation today. You are not going to experience that. But this knowledge is required. Only then you will know how much to put discipline in your life today. That discipline is going to help us to grow in Vedanta. Correct? Are we getting the reason why are we learning in this depth of all these things? Okay. So, the third option which was available to a brahmachari apart from sannyasa and grihastha was naishtika brahmacharya. And naishtika brahmacharya means he will continue to serve the teacher and the institution where he has learned. That means he will be another teacher there. He will not get married. His only job was to serve the teacher and serve the institution. He will be always a brahmachari with this goal, because he believes that teacher will take him through the path of moksha, and serving that teacher and doing something for the society through the institution itself will take him to moksha. And the path of Naishtika Brahmacharya is tougher, million times tougher than Grihastha. There are many do's and don'ts in that. When you see the Shastras, you will know, oh, this cannot be done, that also cannot be done. Kuch nahi kar payega wo. He is virtually bound, because his mind has to be focused only on his teacher and only on serving the people through the institution. Nothing else. Nothing else. Manusmriti talks a lot about many of these things. And if you know it, it is necessary to know, because then it tells how much our mind gets wavered. To bring it to the right place, we need to at least know it. Fine.
So does this also need permission from the family, because he is going to serve only the institution?
Naishtika Brahmacharya, I am not too sure, but in general, if you are not getting into Grihastha, I think it is better to have, because understand one thing, what happens here. The another rule of Dharma Shastra is, whenever a person is born, they have got Pitru Rinam. And Pitru Rin fedne ka एक ही ऑप्शन है, by begetting children. And by Naishtika Brahmacharya, he will not do that, by which his lineage will come to a stop, for which he may need parents' permission. Getting it? From that perspective, there, I don't know, there may be things written on it, but I'm not sure. But normally, another thing, a general rule in Manusmriti is, 3 people, at least there are 100 shlokas written on them, 3 people whom you cannot And you should not forget throughout your life till they are alive, father, mother and teacher, you have to serve them. And whatever you are doing, you have to take their permission. Whatever, including घर पे एक छोटा पूजा रखने का. That's why they say पूजा चालू करने का पहला go to elders, नमस्कार करके आओ. Why? They need to say yes, go ahead, do it. So when you are doing even a good karma, you have to take their permission. If you have to take a good karma के लिए their permission, such a big step in your life, 100% you will have to take it. So the general rule applies, although specific is not mentioned. The general rule will apply. You will have to take all the three people's permission. But you have a choice, I think, to convince them, especially the same logic can be told that if there are, because earlier there used to be many children. So okay, they are there, relinquish me out. Don't look upon me. Like that you can convince and then slowly move. But then taking permission is a must. That, no doubt about it. Okay. Next, coming to Grihastha Ashrama. What is the purpose of Grihastha Ashrama? What is the purpose of Grihastha Ashrama? Brahmacharya Ashrama, what is the purpose? Learning. Clearly learning. Learning, understanding, getting your manual fully into the head. Knowing, decision making of your path. All this part of Brahmacharya Ashrama. Then comes Grihastha Ashrama. What is the objective of Grihastha Ashrama?
Sir, following dharma.
For what? You have to follow dharma for a particular thing, right? You can't simply follow dharma for no reason.
So Pitradev,
By what?
as you
So that you
said,
can support the other three ones.
Huh?
So that you can support the other three, Brahman, Vanprastha and Sannyasi.
No. Grihastha Ashrama has got only one objective.
Fulfill all your desires in a dharmic way.
Out of that also there is a key.
वंश
सर वंश वृद्धि के लिए
वंश वृद्धि
वंश वृद्धि के लिए
So the sankalpa which we take during marriage, the sankalpa which the husband and wife take during marriage without even knowing that they have taken such a resolution in today's marriage, because they are busy adjusting for the photographer or shaking their hands with other relatives. In between time mila to half of the ghee will fall outside the Agni Kunda, other half by mistake it will fall inside. Correct? They are very busy and they take a resolution, and that resolution during the marriage is for dharma prajartham. It is for dharma praja. Dharma praja is the only objective of Grihastha Ashrama, to complete all your dharma, dharmika karmas, and to beget children through dharma. Okay, so Grihastha Ashrama is not artha kama pradhana. Grihastha Ashrama is dharma pradhana. And this again answers Shama's question. What happens to my desire? In Brahmacharya Ashram, no chance for your desire to come out. In Grihastha Ashrama, if you want your desire to come out, if allowed by dharma, through the dharmic way. If it doesn't allow, sorry. That means illegitimate desires, no place to fulfill. I have only one desire, I want to murder one person. So if you go and ask, can you show me a dharmic way to murder a person? No, there is no place. Then what do? I have two options. Adharmic I do and face the consequence, or give up my desire and follow the dharma, by which you will get that required fame and punya, both. Choice is yours. Able to get this? So my wishes, I have a place to fulfill, and that is in Grihastha Ashrama. Why? I will be using, I have that freedom to use what I have learned by doing various karmas. Various karmas, and when I am talking of karmas, here I am talking of Vaidika karmas. Don't talk of घर पे बर्तन धोने का, वो सब, not that karma. No. Correct? We are referring to Vaidika karmas. Whatever was not allowed for me as brahmachari, I can do all the Vaidika karmas given for a grihastha. Again, a very, very important in grihastha ashrama is, there are samanya dharmas which I will follow. All have to follow that, and there are vishesha dharma which I will follow. There are samanya dharmas which I follow. All have to follow samanya dharma, the general rules and regulation, and there is vishesha dharma, specific rules and regulations which I am supposed to follow, which is called swadharma. This is where it gets defined as swadharma. Okay, we will little look into it, because then it gives you a clarity. Samanya dharma, I will quickly wrap it up now in another 10 minutes, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and close the class today. Vishesha dharma, we will see when Navaratri is going to start. Samanya dharma are the same which our Patanjali has mentioned. Samanya dharma is the same which our Krishna has mentioned, and it comes in many places. Patanjali has called it as yama and niyama. Correct? Ahimsa, satya, asteya, aparigraha, brahmacharya. True for everyone, for all the four varnas, including Shudras. Think about it. All these, including for Shudras, it is valid. Any human being, it is valid. Yama, and then 5 niyamas: Shaucha, Santosha, Tapa, Swadhyay, Ishvara Pranita. You will ask, how to do Swadhyay for a Shudra? Whatever little he knows, what is taught in his house as a child, he will do it. That is his Swadhyay. If he has been taught, for example, if he is a cobbler, he will learn how to mend the shoes and he will follow it. If he is a potter, he will try to do that. So that is Swadhyay. Correct? And he will bring innovation in it. He will come out with one of the best things what he can do in it. So whatever is his dharma, Swadhyaya will be there, and Ishvara Pranidhana 100% will be there. They are not kept out. Please understand, the moment we say Shudra, we have a very different way of looking at it. They are never kept out. And Varna is never the way. One should never use Varna that I will not talk or I will distance from the person. Varna gives, and a jati gives eligibility to do certain jobs. Apart from that, all human beings need to be talked to, need to be respected to. Those values are general values and will always be there. Suppose if I say that I hurt mentally a Shudra, did I follow ahimsa? No. Correct? So I should not hurt that person mentally also. So that is true for everyone. Okay? Very clearly, Yama and Niyama which we know have to be followed, which are called Samanya Dharma. Another name for it. General rules for living cohesively, living in a society. Correct? Same thing comes in Bhagavad Gita chapter 13. What is the 7th shloka? 7th or 8th shloka? Bhagavad Gita chapter 13. Amanitvamadambhitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam acharyopasanam shaucham स्थैर्यमात्म विनिग्रहः इंद्रियार्थेषु वैराग्यम अनहंकार एव च जन्म मृत्युजरा व्याधि दुःखदोषानुदर्शनम् असक्तम् अनभिष्वङ्गः पुत्रदारगृहादिषु नित्यञ्च समचित्तत्वम् इष्टानिष्टोपपत्तिषु मयि चानन्ययोगेन भक्ति what is that? मयि चानन्ययोगेन. One word. What is that first word? भक्तिरव्यभिचारिणी विविक्तदेशसेवित्वम् अरतिर्जन संसदि. Okay, all these are samanya dharma. Okay, based on what you are, in which society you are, you need to follow those specifically. General ones are given here. Okay, you will have to follow as much as possible, then your mind doesn't get corrupted. These are all protection kavach for your mind. Otherwise it will keep going to WhatsApp, Netflix, Amazon and all the media, and then throughout my life what did I do? Like Republic TV and India Today, I started just cursing different medias, and what happened? My life also ended. Waste of time, right? Waste of a precious life. Good. So these are samanya dharma which everyone will have to do. And from here we will see vishesha dharma in the next class. Are we able to get some depth of what we are talking of karma, what we are talking of ashrama and varna? Right? So next we will have to see grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. Then we will have to see, normally Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra are known, but maybe some few small differences I will give about them. What are their jobs? Especially what are their jobs in the community? And once you see that, oh, people have been designed with these jobs, so you have one, maybe a row this way and a column of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. When you match that, it's a matrix system. What will a Brahmana Brahmachari do? What will a Kshatriya Brahmachari do? What will a Vaishya Brahmachari do? What will a Shudra Brahmachari do? What will a Brahmana Grihastha do? What will a Kshatriya Grihastha do? Do we understand? We are making a matrix now. And that framework is in what the whole society and everyone fits. If you go from Brahmacharya to Sannyasa, you are going one way. If you are going from Shudratva to Brahmanatva by Guna, you are going the other way. And both are maturing your mind, and our Shastras allow this movement. Because our idea is to mature the mind, make it calm, so that we can learn and get that Atma Jnanam, which is going to make us completely free. And then we will claim ourselves as Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ Good. One small information. We will not have Upanishad Ganga tomorrow. We will not have Upanishad Ganga tomorrow, but we will have Vishnu Sahasranamam chanting at 6:30. So whoever are coming for Vishnu Sahasranama at 6:30, you all can join, but Upanishad Ganga will not be there tomorrow. Okay? Ciao.
Thank you, sir.